the attendee list. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you see a file share pod, and there you have some documents that you can upload to your desktop. These are also materials that are going to be posted on youravon.com in the upcoming week. So we have all of these materials in English and in Spanish, and by Thursday you should see these available for you to be able to download from youravon.com. So I think I'm back up, so I'm going to go ahead and start the recording and turn it over to David Schreier, our Director of Sales Operations.
Thanks a lot, Tammy, and thanks everyone for joining today. So as Tammy mentioned, what we're going to go through today is we're going to do a brief introduction of advanced leadership. Then we're going to go through some Q&A, and then Donna is going to take you through the Get Fit incentives, and this is really where to focus because these incentives start in Campaign 7. So this is the time, and this is what to take hold of and what to take away from this meeting. So, without further ado, let me take you through our introduction to advanced leadership. And okay, so advanced leadership, this is going to be different. This is, we've had compensation changes in the past, but what we're doing now is we're actually launching a full 6 months from now. So in Campaign 17, which is in July, the end of July, we're launching advanced leadership, and we're talking about it with you today. Because we want to get prepared for it. So this is a very big deal, and all these Get Fit incentives that Don is going to take you through in a little while are to help you get fit for our advanced leadership launch in Campaign 17. So before we start, let's just talk about our vision. Our vision is very clear. We want you to grow your earnings in your teams. That is, at the end of the day, we want you to be able to help people develop their teams and, help you develop your own, earnings and sales. And this is Avon. We make dreams come true, and this is what this program is designed to do. So there's 4 key parts of our vision. The first one is we need to improve the earning opportunity for our existing sales leaders. So all you folks out there, this is the basic tenet of how we develop this program. The second one is that we need to develop more compelling tools, and we're going to offer those in our Get Fit incentives to entice new leaders into the business. Because we know that, the more new leaders we have in, the better it is to grow your sales and your earnings. And then the third piece, and you'll hear this echoed throughout advanced leadership, we're a direct selling company. We need to develop representatives with stronger selling skills. We sell products. We need to teach people how to sell. We need to teach people how to approach new customers. And then the last point is we need to engage more entrepreneurs like yourselves in our business and do it in partnership with you. And, at the end of the day, this vision is going to be achieved between Avon, corporate and you folks. It will only work when we work together. And that's one of the things we've learned from launching advanced leadership in other markets, and it's just a basic tenet of direct selling. So what is this all about? So I mentioned before that we've done advanced leadership in other markets. I actually was in charge of the deployment in 10 other Avon markets. So what we've been able to do is actually learn from the other markets that have already launched the program. And we've also included best practices on direct selling compensation to provide more recognition, more rewards at all levels. And it's designed to be much more lucrative than our existing compensation plan. And we believe that it's going to yield more recruiters since we're adding all these incentives for our newest leaders. And there's going to be more opportunities for our existing leaders because we're going to have smaller steps so we can provide more opportunity for achievement and recognition at all levels. So, I talked a little bit before about how this is a different kind of launch, and what we're doing is we're actually phasing this into 3 main categories. And I think this is really important. So the three main categories are that we're introducing it now. Like this is when we're starting to talk about the program. You know, we're sharing all the materials. We're doing, you know, question and answer. We're going to talk a little bit about all the office hours sessions we're going to have. We're also having all these field meetings where we're going to, you know, I encourage you to work with your district managers, your division managers, and go to their Get Fit field events, the Get Fit workshops. So that's all happening starting now. The second phase is the Educate phase, which is from, you know, pretty much right now through June. And we're going to be running webinars. We're going to be running field events. This is, you know, this is the period when we really launch all of our Get Fit incentives starting in C7 that Don is going to take you through. And then our last phase, which is the Accelerate phase, that is starting at the end of July with our C17 launch. This is exciting. I'm seeing some of the chat box. This is, to me, this is 2015. This is the exciting program that's going to drive your business. So there's three main differences between this launch and what we've done in the past. And let me just put this in the perspective of the first big change is that we're doing the change along with you. You know, in the past, what we've done, you know, we've made a change and we've said, okay, 2 campaigns from now, this is the change. So what we're doing is for the first time ever, we're going to allow the time needed to not only digest the new program, but also time to prepare it for, you know, prepare the opportunity for your teams. So you can digest it, you can communicate to everybody in your downlines. And, you know, it's all about getting fit for advanced leadership a full 6 months from now in July. And the second big thing, the second big change is that we're all aligned. Division sales managers, district sales managers, and you folks are all aligned around one goal. More leaders recruiting more representatives who are selling more. And then the last piece is we're putting millions of dollars into our compensation plans. And this is, you know, so important because we know that this is how we're going to grow. It's through all these incentives, all these new programs to develop your business. So let me share this slide with you, and this is everybody's favorite slide. This is a fantastic slide. You know, and one of the things that we wanted to communicate here is that today we just have a big gap between titles. You know, a lot of you folks are AULs, and you know that between AUL and EUL, there's $12,000 in sales that you have to overcome. What we're trying to do in the new model is to create smaller steps so we could recognize people for these consecutive small wins. So this is going to be much different, and we're adding titles here. It's designed to keep people more engaged in the business. And you know, this is one of the key elements of this program, and this is one of the learnings we had from our other markets. So just to kind of level set, there's 4 key concepts that we're changing. The first one is that we're going from general behaviors to segmented specific behaviors. The second one is that we're going from 6 titles to 10 titles. The third piece here is that we're going from complex qualifiers to simple qualifiers. And then the last piece here is that we have had a declining number of leaders, and we're going to have greater opportunity at all levels of our plan. Okay. So I see some questions coming in. We're just going to hold on to, we're going to hold back on those questions until we go to the Q&A, but we've captured them in the Q&A box. And continue to write those questions in. So, you know, everything in advanced leadership, we talked a little bit about segmented key behaviors. And what we're doing here is we're talking about, you know, what do people do at all the levels. So what we've tried to do is we've changed the names to more accurately reflect the activities of our representatives at these levels. So what we've done is our candidates, what we're doing is we're calling them promoters because that's what they do. They promote Avon. They share the love of selling. Now our first level of leadership is called the ambassadors. And this is where a lot of our unit leaders and unit leader plus would fall. And their specific key behavior is teaching other people how to sell. Now our leaders, which is where a lot of you folks would fall, our AULs, our EULs, you guys know how to train others, how to recruit and build teams. So typical example of what a leader would do is that they truly lead a team. So they would go to, they might help an ambassador or a unit leader do an appointment. So they might go there and teach them how to do the who do you know list. All of these things, they would be role modeling that appointment process. And then finally, we have our executive leaders, and these are the folks that mentor other leaders and develop them and develop organizations. And so you can see there's a building blocks of skills, and we've tried to separate this out into segmented specific key behaviors. Okay, so let's go through those titles one more time, and let's compare them to where we are today. So promoters do just that. They promote Avon. They promote Avon to 1 to 2 friends. Today, these are our candidates. And what we've done is we've actually separated out, if you have 1 recruit, then you're a promoter. If you have 2 or more recruits, then you're a star promoter. So now we have a good visibility on who's really engaged in the business and who we should treat a bit differently. Now let's look at our ambassadors. And our ambassadors go beyond sharing the love of selling to becoming an ambassador for the opportunity. So they focus on teaching people how to sell. Today, these are our unit leaders and unit leader plus, and they fall into 3 buckets. So right now we only have 2 titles, and they go into 3. So there's ambassador, silver ambassador, and gold ambassador. Now leaders have formed a team of people that they lead. They continue to share the love of selling and teaching people how to sell, but they also add on the skill of training others how to do the same. These are our AULs and our EULs. Now, and I don't think you can see this because I actually lost my connection for some reason.
Dave, I'll advance to the next level. We have advanced and executives on the screen.
Okay, perfect. So our executive leaders, so our executive leaders are leading organizations. They are mentoring other leaders and developing teams. Today, these folks are SEULs and our national senior executive unit leaders. So let's hear what our top leaders have to say at the 2015 kickoff meeting about the number of new levels available within advanced leadership.
I was mostly excited about all of the different levels of being able to go from one to another. And that is so exciting because now we have more to offer.
I like it because they create smaller increments to achieve. And you can achieve bonuses along the increments, and it's better for goal setting. And that's what we're about, is goal setting.
I always think it's important for them to be consistent, to do things for a long enough period of time, and to really build on the basic principles, which comes from sales. Once they're able to learn how to do that, then they can teach it to other people flawlessly.
I think in the different roles, they're going to be more segmented, and they can focus in on those particular aspects of the business and become more proficient before moving on to the next level, and have greater understanding and value in what those particular activities are going to achieve for their business.
Right now, if you want to get from unit leader to advanced, it's very difficult, and especially when you want to get from advanced to executive, that's a huge jump, and a lot of people could reach it, but then they fall down. But with these new milestones, you can slowly achieve your goal, get to your goal, stay there, and then start moving up.
People sometimes get stuck, so it gives them a chance to strive at a smaller step rather than reach real big steps. It gives them a chance to walk slowly and carry a big stick.
We want them to stay. We want them to return them, and that's how we're gonna do this. Easy to come in and hard to leave. You're not gonna leave this company because here is where you can make money, and it's gonna be a big future for you and for everybody.
There were only 2 titles, and we were at the top of the title. Now we look forward to growing even further.
We want to take it to the top. I mean, they've added things for us, even as nationals now. In the new program, there's a different name, but they've added incentives for us and growth for us, and we're excited about that. We're going to take it as far as it goes. There's a platinum that we saw, so I'm really excited about that.
I'm a national, and I think, where I'm going now? But no, I can change people's life, and then I know I can grow more and make more money and help them to make more money.
I love those videos, you know, and I'm seeing in the chat box too. When Alba's talking about, you know, it's all about making it easy to come in and hard to leave, and that is the basics of Avon. You know, make it easy for people to come in and hard for them to leave. So I think we're just reloading the presentation for just a second now.
We have our promoter slide up, Dave.
Okay, so let's break this down and look at the pillars for each level, starting with promoters. They share the love of selling with others. So let's just go to the next slide now. So we know that some representatives might feel nervous about joining a leadership program. So what we did was we separated it out into 2 steps. For folks that want to invite a friend into the business, they can earn a bonus and be considered a promoter. And when they add a second member to the team, their leadership journey begins. So a new rule that we're going to start will be that as long as you are active as a representative, you will never lose your downline. There will no longer be any delinking based on missing time requirements. So again, a new rule that will be that as long as you are active as a representative, you will never lose your downline. So this is big. This is a big deal. So there's really two big differences with advanced leadership that are on this slide. Your clock will start for new people when you have 2 recruits, and the second piece is you will never lose your downline as long as you stay active. So these are 2 key differences. So let's go on to the next slide and let's talk about ambassadors.
Hey Dave,
So
before we go to the next slide, can we talk a little bit more about that Campaign 7 business rule? Because I'm getting some questions in the chat box. So beginning in Campaign 7, when a candidate is unable to make the unit leader qualification, which in today's world is 13 campaigns, she will no longer be at risk of losing her team as long as she herself remains active. And so really what that means is that we want leaders to be rewarded when they stay active, which means role modeling success, placing orders on time, paying for their orders, and staying engaged in the program. And as long as they do that, we will have relationships for life. And that starts in Campaign 7.
Yes. So even if your sales aren't $200, you will actually maintain your team as long as you place an order at least once every 6 campaigns. And if you pay your bill, you know, as long as you have active status with Avon, you will continue to keep your team. So this is a big difference. So, you know, obviously everybody knows that, you know, you have to sell to be successful. But what we're saying here is that, you know, that we understand that there are times when you might not have a large team and you might not, you know, meet all the requirements, but as long as you're an active representative, you will never lose your team. Okay. So let's go to, yeah, perfect. So the next level is our ambassadors. And an ambassador continues to share the love of selling, but what they do now is they start to teach people how to sell. And let's look more closely at our ambassadors, which today are our unit leaders and unit leader plus. So our ambassadors have to have $200 in personal sales and at least 3 first-generation orders. And we did this to be very simple and easy, to make it very easy to communicate. So we didn't want it to be, oh, an ambassador has to have this, a silver ambassador has to have this. We just wanted to be very simple and say, okay, to become an ambassador, to start playing with us, you have to have $200 in personal sales because, you know, clearly you need to sell to be able to teach people how to sell. And you have to have 3 people on your team. That's it. Now we know that the most successful people will sell at President's Club. You know, they'll sell over $400 a campaign, and they're going to have many more than 3 first-generation orders. But to be simple and to communicate it well, what we did was we said $200 in personal sales and 3 first-generation orders as a minimum. Now, what you'll notice is that we're focused on sales. So when we move from ambassador to silver to gold, the only thing that changes is the sales. So an ambassador needs $1,000 in sales. A silver needs $2,000, and a gold needs $4,000. And this is the focus on sales and being very simple to communicate. And if we go to the next slide, what we're going to say is we're going to actually compare, you know, our current model today to the new model. And, you know, we want to be completely transparent with you. So, you know, as you're looking at the new model, again, we have 6 months to understand the new model, but look at what our current plan is today. And you'll see that there's more opportunity. It's much simpler than today. So just looking at our unit leaders and our unit leader plus. So just starting on the left, on the bottom left, we have our unit leaders with 3 orders and 1,200 in sales. And then to move up, to promote up to unit leader plus, you have 8 orders, and you have 3,000 in sales and another unit leader underneath you. So there's a lot of structure required. When we look at our, you know, our new model, what we have is, you know, to play, you have to have $200 in personal sales and 3 first-generation orders. But then the only thing that changes as you move from ambassador to silver to gold is the sales. So it's 100% focused on sales. And let's, I want it to be very clear that this is all about, you know, the ambassadors are all about you selling and teaching other people how to sell. So let's listen into what our top leaders have to say about focusing on the fundamentals of selling. And let me push, yep, okay.
Before you can train leaders to be leaders, they have to know how to sell a product. And so once the focus is on sales, training others and recruiting others is just second nature.
Selling is the core of this business. Sales is the reason why you make money. So if you don't know how to sell, you're not going to make money. So when you concentrate on selling the products, you'll always be able to go out and make money.
The thing that I'm very, very excited about, though, with advanced leadership is the fact that it's all about direct sales. It's all about sales.
The biggest difference for the program is the structure, that it's more concentrated in heavy sales versus the structure of the leaders, having to maintain multiple leaders at one time and watching the leaders where you can really focus in and hone in on the stars of your team and helping them see the stars on their team.
It gives you an opportunity to help representatives really build their sales levels to where that they can then teach other people how to sell at that level as well.
To me, we were going back to basics. So thank you, Avon, for listening to the representatives, and I think advanced leadership is going to take us to the top.
So you heard it from our top leaders. It's all about sales. And you know, at the end of the day, we are a sales company. I think Laura Douglas Robinson said it the best. We get paid on sales, you know, and that's what we should focus on. Okay, so let's take another step here and let's go into our leader segment. And you know, our leaders, they still share the love of selling. They teach people how to sell. But now what they've done is they've added a new skill. So as you move up this, you know, these building blocks of this skill mastery, at the leader level, what you add is you train others how to recruit and build teams. And that is, that is the heart of being a leader, because now you're leading small teams and you're becoming better and better at developing people underneath you. So, again, the story is simplification. And, this is all about leaders and above must have $200 in personal sales and 10 first-generation orders. So that's a lot different than today. And again, we know that the people that are the best at developing sellers underneath them are selling at President's Club. And we know that people have many, many more than 10 first-generation orders. But we wanted to be simple and make it easy to communicate and focus on teams' total unit sales. So, as your total unit sales grow, so do your earnings. So the leader steps here are $8,000 for a leader, $12,500 for a silver leader, and for the gold leader, it's $20,000. And we do have some structure requirements here, but they're a lot simpler than today. We require 1 silver ambassador as a leader, and then we require 2 as a silver leader, and same with gold leader, it's 2 as a gold leader. Now let's compare this a little bit closer. And we wanted to be very transparent with you, comparing our AULs today to our leaders. So, leaders would most likely be, a lot of our leaders today would be our advanced unit leaders and our executive unit leaders. So in our current program, an advanced unit leader starts at $4,500. It requires 12 orders and 2 titled sales leaders. Now when we compare this to the leader title, we see a few different things here. So we see that the $4,500 went up to $8,000. Now, we wanted to share some facts with you. The average advanced unit leader actually sells higher than $8,000. And what we've done here is we've actually reduced the structure from 2 titled sales leaders to 1 silver ambassador. And then from a rewards perspective, the earnings today for an AUL are 6% on G1, 2% on G2, and 2% on G3. In this leader title, the earnings are 6.5% on G1, 3% on G2, and 2% on G3. So the earnings are better. And what we've done here too is we've added a new title, silver leader, at $12,500. And there's a raise there as well from 6.5% to 7.5%. So, we talked a little bit before about the huge gap between AUL and EUL. So what we did was we added another step there of silver leader. And then a lot of our executive unit leaders will fall into the gold leader category. So let's compare that a little bit more closely. So our executive unit leaders today require 4 titled sales leaders, 20 orders, and $17,500 in sales. Now, the gold leaders require $20,000 in sales, which is more than today. Again, we're focused on sales. But we've reduced the structure from 4 titled sales leaders down to 2 silver ambassadors. The other thing that we've done, again, remember, leaders and above must have 200 in personal sales and 10 first-generation orders. So we've reduced that requirement as well, and we're focused on growing our sales. And our executive unit leaders today would actually get a bonus increase here from 8% on G1 to 8.5% on G1. So now, what I want to do very quickly is take you through, the full complement of all of the skills. So, we talked about our promoters. They share the love of selling. We talked about our ambassadors. They teach others how to sell. Our leaders, they keep adding, they train others how to recruit and build teams. And finally, our executive leaders mentor other leaders and develop teams. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. But what I'm going to go through to the last slide here. We're going to have a number of sessions as we move throughout the Get Fit period where we can go more in depth and go into more specifics for the folks that are ready to move up to these titles. But I just want to tell you that, Avon is opening up the ceiling. So for our top leaders, we've added 2 more titles and we've made the current ones, more achievable. So there's much more opportunity for everybody at all levels. But I think what we want to do now is really focus on the Get Fit incentives and the Get Fit period. So while you should understand that, we've unshackled the top of our compensation plan. We added 2 new titles for all of our folks to promote up into. What we should focus on now is moving up, 1 title at a time and focusing on all of those incentives that we have starting in C7. So what we're doing here is, what we plan to do for this program, and this is at a glance what our new program will be in campaign 17. What we're doing is there's something really for everybody. So people starting out in the program, it's simpler, it's easier, there's more money to be made. In the middle of the plan, there's more titles, there's more opportunity to move up. And at the top of the plan, we've opened up the ceilings. And as we close, let's just hear from some more of our top leaders regarding our advanced leadership program as a whole.
I love the new advanced leadership program. My favorite thing about it is that you can explain it on a napkin, and with the added levels, it really offers something for everybody.
It is an exciting new start to future growth with our Avon businesses, and I'm excited to share with my leaders the money that they're going to be able to earn and grow with and see money right away from the very beginning of their leadership journey.
It's a lot more simplified. It's just baby steps, and in each step they are making money.
I think it's going to be easier to understand, and when they see that check coming in, that's real. And we want them to see it and their families to see it.
I believe I'll be able to help more of my team earn lots of money.
There's money to be made, and we just need to help them and show them and lead them into making that money.
Oh my God, advanced leadership is a program that I can see that it's gonna be a career for everybody. I mean, I love it.
The only way you're going to make it is you got to have people behind you. You can't be a team with only one person.
You can encourage your team, and your team is going to definitely want to do this. And they're not going to give up. There's actually hope, and you can have a great future with this amazing company.
There's no better time than right now. I mean, you can't look back. You got to look forward, and I see that hand in hand with Avon. That's what we're doing. We're going forward with an awesome opportunity, and that's advanced leadership. And we're going to get fit, and we're going to go forward. And all I have to say is that I'm all in.
And I really appreciate all those folks that shared some of their thoughts in those videos. And I think it's, who better than to talk about the new program than our leaders themselves. And again, we're not trying to hide anything here. What we're doing is we are putting significant investment in our compensation plan, and we want to create opportunity for every level to move up and earn more. So, as we close, there's 3 things that, I want you to think about as you're thinking about this new advanced leadership program. And this is not the first time you're going to hear about this. But think about these 3 things when we talk about our Get Fit incentives that Donna's going to take you through. The first thing is, will this grow your team? Because that is our goal, is to grow your team. The second point is, will this grow your sales? And lastly, and most importantly, will this grow your earnings? Will you be able to provide a greater earning opportunity for folks on your team? And will you have a greater earning opportunity yourself? So, let's come back to the fact that we have 6 months to digest the new program that we just went through. The next steps and the most important steps are to embrace the Get Fit period by maximizing all the incentives out there. So the next 6 months, we have put a significant amount of incentives for all of our levels. So what we want to do is we want to take some questions now. I think Tammy can help go through some of the questions.
Thank you, David. Great job. And I can see the positivity in this chat box. You all are so excited. I want to remind you that it will be helpful for us if you can enter your questions in the Q&A square at the bottom of your screen. That allows us to track what questions we've answered, and then it's also going to allow us to take the questions you've given us tonight and easily add those to a document. Then we met with your district managers and then seniors and above, and now you all tonight. So you're doing a nice job of helping us help you gather all the information. So let's take a look at our first question from Brandy Angus. My biggest question that I have is my unit leaders that are at the close of Campaign 6, do they lose their team to roll up? Brandy, I'm not following your abbreviations here, so we may, Donna, I'm not sure if you're being able to follow that. AR, I'm not sure what that's standing for, so Brandy, we may need you to clarify.
So let me see if I can, at risk, I think she's saying 1 through 5.
Oh, at risk. Thank you. We have all
Yes.
these acronyms at Avon. I'm seeing it in the chat box now. Look, they all know it means at risk. I learned something tonight, so now let's try again. My unit leader that is at risk at the close of Campaign 6, will they lose their team to roll up? At risk 1 to 5 at the close of 6, does the at risk go away, I guess is our bottom line question there.
Okay, let me see if I can give you some clarity on the new process as we shift from removing links for performance to relationships for life. So beginning in Campaign 7, our titles at risk do not go away. So titles at risk will remain. We'll still have the 6 rolling campaigns of requirement for each title. The difference being, and Brandy, I think if I'm following along on your specific, if you have a unit leader who would demote from a unit leader to a candidate, in today's environment, they can do that one time. They can demote their title to candidate, and then they get 13 campaigns to re-perform, or they lose their title. Beginning in Campaign 7, whenever they demote to candidate, or in advanced leadership language would be to promoter, they would maintain that relationship with their downline for as long as they remain active. Now, as you know, you lose active status one of 2 ways as a representative. You lose active status when you fail to place an order within 6 campaigns, and you lose active status when you fail to pay for an order within 4 campaigns. So that would be the only time beginning in Campaign 7 that you would actually be delinked from your team. So in your situation, I believe this unit leader would go back to a candidate, and as long as they remain active, they have relationships for life. So I hope that answers your question. And Tammy, what other questions?
So just to reconfirm, Pam Milburn's saying, so no more delinking after Campaign 7.
That is correct, unless you fail to be active as a representative. So that happens beginning in Campaign 7, where you would maintain your team for as long as you remain active. Now, as you can well imagine, there is another piece of delinking that is affected, and that is roll-up. So let me just touch on that just a little bit, but I'm going to ask you to let me explain it, and then we will work through all the questions. So in today's environment, a roll-up happens after someone becomes inactive, and then there's a period of time where the roll-up does not count for your title, until there has been a window of 5 campaigns between the D-link and the roll-up. And in Campaign 7, that process will continue until we get officially to advanced leadership. Beginning in Campaign 17, that roll-up will happen immediately once an upline fails to perform as an active representative. And so what that means for you in the transition period, that in our Get Fit program, it's all about helping us get in the best shape so that when advanced leadership starts, that we are prepared and we are strong and we can all have a promotion. So there are 2 business rules. The first being that D-links now do not happen because the only way you would lose your team is to become inactive as a representative. So I hope that clears that up a little bit. And Heather says, yes, now it's clear as mud. Thanks a lot.
Well, we have several months for that mud to clear up, you know, and isn't that wonderful that we have time to understand it. Diane Sims is asking if I have a representative who titles for the first time in Campaign 7, will she get both incentives from the old plan through Campaign 7 and the new plan going forward?
So I'm not sure what 2 incentives you're referring to, but I think, let me see if I can connect the dots. I believe that you're saying, would she be eligible if she achieved for the first time a title in Campaign 7 through the Just For Us incentive? And yes, the answer is she would earn that award for Just For Us title promotion incentive. In Campaign 7 with Get Fit, a first-time unit leader under the mentor bonus would allow the mentor to receive a bonus, but the individual themselves, promotion bonuses, are going away as we transition out of Just For Us and into Get Fit. So I believe those are the 2 questions, the 2 incentives that you're referring to. But as we move into Get Fit, I'm hoping that some of that will become more clear.
So Donna, we have a question about personal sales. If a representative needs 200 in sales, can those sales be from online?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So all online sales, regardless of how many or how frequently you receive an online sale from your personal web page, counts toward your sales and the sales of your downline. The only thing that is that could be different than you might think is that sales generally update nightly and sometimes within 24 hours. So those sales may fall in a different campaign than you anticipate. But every sale that is made from your online store, regardless of whether you deliver the order or your customer chooses direct delivery, you receive earnings for and award sales credit for. Okay, we have a question about performance points. And as we move into Campaign 17, our performance points will remain. However, because we are streamlining the personal sales commitment and making that personal award sales qualifier of $200 across the board, we are also able to simplify the personal performance points that you earn and that you can use. So rather than them being staggered in amount, it will be a much more consistent level of performance points. And what I mean by that is that our ambassadors can earn up to $200 in performance points or 200 performance points, And executives and leaders will earn up to 600 performance points. So yes, we'll still have performance points, and yes, you can still use them. They will just be configured a little bit different. Great question. What other questions?
So Donna, we have one about getting removed. If I have an advanced unit leader in Campaign 7 and she gets removed for being past due 3, how long until her unit leaders count for my title?
So it follows today's rules, which I believe is 5 campaigns. And somebody on the line, I'm sure, knows that right off the top of their head, but I believe it's 5 campaigns from the time a leader gets removed until they count for your title in today's world. And that will remain until we go live in 17 with the business rule that will affect immediate roll-ups.
So if someone is performing at Silver Ambassador 1 campaign and then they don't sell at that level, how many campaigns do they have until they drop back down?
So just like today, titles will be evaluated on a rolling 6 campaigns. So they'll have 6 campaigns rolling to perform in order to maintain their title, just like today. Those rules are not changing. So we have, as you know, in leadership, we actually look at our business in 2 ways. We look at an achievement title, which takes the highest title over the last rolling 6 campaigns. And then we look at a campaign performance title, which is the title in which we are paid at. So you could be a senior executive unit leader performing as an AUL in a campaign and receive a check based on AUL earnings, or be a senior and perform as a senior and be paid as a senior, just like today.
Donna, I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more before we move in to the Get Fit.
Yes.
I will let you scroll to see. It looks like we've got a lot of similar questions. I was trying to clean up some of our duplicates.
Yes, absolutely. So let me respond to this one here. Will qualified recruits be $50 in sales first order or $100 in first order starting in Campaign 7? So minimum value to earn is $50. Successful orders for the Get Fit recruiting is based on $100 orders. So 2 different things. And for unit sales, all order sizes count. So those are great questions. And now with your permission, I'd like and I welcome you to continue to ask your questions. And these are a great help for us because we will continue to use these to ensure that we create solid, frequently asked questions and answers for you that we'll post on our advanced leadership site over the next several weeks as we continue to work through this program. But I'd like to take the moment to move us into our Get Fit opportunity because, you know, this is such a game changer for us. We have 6 months to get in shape. And I know if you're like me, girl, when advanced leadership goes live, or guy, if you're on the phone. So we want to take this time to make sure that you get every dollar in our Get Fit opportunity. And I'll wait just a moment. I've talked faster than my slides are coming through.
And Donna, we just might clarify so we won't have open questions here. Again, to remind you, we're recording tonight's session, and the recording will be posted by Thursday. You'll also have access to these actual presentations, so you can print those out. yes, your district sales managers are going to be partnering with your division managers to host some live workshops, and we had several of you ask, well, why weren't unit leaders encouraged to participate tonight? Well, that's going to be where you're going to come in. We believe that the focus right now is on getting fit, and so as advanced leaders and above, we wanted you to have an opportunity, just like your seniors and managers have done, to really absorb the information tonight. Then we'll be having these live events over the next month or two, and then, yes, we will be doing a similar webinar to this a little later on for our unit leaders and Unit Leader Plus. So we haven't left them out. We're just trying to cover information at the right levels so that you all can be prepared to lead your teams.
Great.
Donna, I believe your slides are up, and you can move forward.
I think they are. I think they are. And so if I could just offer you a really simplified way of encapsulating advanced leadership, when you share this with your team, it's really about three things. It's about a simpler model that focuses on sales. We make money in this business, in our profession, when we teach others the love and joy of selling a product they love, sharing it with people that they know every day in all walks of life. That there are more steps with more opportunities to celebrate success, and that titles really do describe the behaviors. You heard Dave take you through. Promoters are people that promote the opportunity, that love what they do, and love Avon and want to share it with others. Ambassadors are really just that. They're ambassadors who teach other people how to sell our products, and leaders train people, train teachers how to sell, and coach trainers to teach. So it really is about simpler, more steps, more opportunities, and more clarity in how to succeed. We're going to talk about three things. If you don't remember anything about tonight, I want you to be able to speak this in your sleep, that it is about three things: Get Fit recruiting, FastTrack, and mentor bonuses. That's how you make money, and we're going to talk about every step of the way to ensure that you have every dollar that's available for you. So let's start with Get Fit recruiting. Now, this is exactly the program that we offered for Just For Us recruiting. And this runs from Campaign 7 to Campaign 19. And so what that means is that every representative who is at a Unit Leader Plus or below will receive an award for successfully onboarding a brand new qualifying new representative. Now, beginning in Campaign 7, they're going to receive, when they recruit that first person in 7, again, if they've been in leadership and they recruited in 4th quarter and got a product bundle, they're going to get to enjoy the benefits of another product bundle in Campaign 7. But for the first recruit, they'll receive the product bundle, and every qualifying recruit, they'll earn $35. And these are for successful orders of $100 or more in their first order during the incentive period to be placed and paid on time. Again, it's about teaching people how to sell and service to customers. Now, we're providing to you in the file share box a Get Fit recruiting incentive tracker. And this will allow you to sit with your new representatives and help them see the money, the power of using and connecting the Who Do You Know list with the people that they can help to show them how to get started and have a successful business in Avon. So let's take a look visually at what that might look like. So a new person comes to Avon and they start recommending the business to their friends. The first successful order, they receive their product bundle. Every order afterwards, they receive a $35 for every brand new first order that's successful at $100. They can have as many as they would like as they build their team. Now, it makes me think about what tools will help you get fit. What tools can we exercise and ensure that when we are sitting down with our brand new representatives at the time of appointment, we're equipping them with the most powerful tools to allow them to have that first successful order. So what comes to mind for you? Could you type to me in the chat box? Excellent. I see lots of folks typing. Yes, the Daily Care Collection, your brochure, your most powerful piece of collateral is your brochure. You can open your store any day, every day, 24/7. The Daily Care Collection, connecting that who do you know list with those people that you know the best, that love you the most. And let's face it, anybody that takes a bath, washes their hair, or has skin is a perfect customer for the Daily Care Collection. And you can start getting those sales with a simple text on your phone at the time of appointment, or just by simply picking up the phone and offering to your friends and family to try your new Avon store 6 products that they can use, that they probably already use every day. For $20, they can try your product and help you build a fabulous business. And most importantly, let us not forget online sales. The opening your store, the moment they say yes to Avon, this is how you build a successful first order. Now, Dave has done some data mining for us and recently has given us a great insight about what it means to have a first successful order to a leader and their team. Dave, could I ask you to share about the results of the importance of that very first order?
Yeah, sure, Donna. So one of the things we did, and you know, I used to work in our global business, so I got to see this across many markets, and it's pretty much true everywhere. But what we see, and when I looked at the U.S., was that for the folks that placed a first order size of $300, their first year sales were over $2,000 on average. Now, when you look at the other side of the folks that only had a first order size of, $50 to $100, their average first year sales was only $500. So think about that difference. Somebody that's selling a $75 first order versus somebody that has a $300 first order, that's a difference of $500 versus $2,000 in the first year. It's 4 times as valuable to have somebody with a large first order. So, you always hear about it that the first order size is so valuable, but when you quantify it, you can see it right there. It's 4 times the size. It's 4 times the size in the first year. It's incredible, the difference.
Absolutely. And so first orders are important. They're important for the confidence of our brand new representatives, but clearly they are important to our leaders in the value of the success of that downline member for that first year. So let's just make sure that we help our brand new representatives who say yes to Avon be equipped with the power to have a great first order. And let's just take a look at what one recruit successfully every campaign for this 6-month period could mean to your team's business. So with that first recruit, you'd receive a product bundle. $420 in bonuses in those 6 months. If we do the math on taking a growth factor in that first, for those first orders, that would give you a G1 sales earnings of about $180. You could say that just doing one successful recruit every campaign would put about $600 in your pocket over that 6-month period. Not too shabby. But let's take a look at the power of 3. 3 successful recruits every campaign. Multiply that through your downline, and that adds triple the amount, over $1,800 in the 13 campaign window and the product bundle. But I love to dream big, and I know that when we get passionate about teaching people how to be successful in their first order, we are going to make great things happen with our business. So let's just look. 5 recruits. So think about this. That means inviting someone and showing them the way, 1 person every 2 days. That could yield you a bonus of over $2,700 in 6 months. So let me ask you, is there anyone on the line that would like to have an extra $2,700 over the next 6 months? Yes, Jessica wants it. Well, Jessica, you can have it. And Larry wants it. And every one of you can have it. And everybody that you meet can have it too. Yes, let's take the money. So it gets better. Now, this is such an amazing program. This is a FastTrack program that we have needed for our brand new representatives for years. And I am so delighted that we can finally sit down with someone and say, if I could show you a way to build a business consistently for the next 6 months, and if you do as I train you to do, you could put at least $2,000 in your pocket. Would that make it worth your time to listen to our opportunity? I bet they'd say yes. And we have a guaranteed program that will do just that. This is designed for anyone who is trying leadership for the very first time. This program, this support, this FastTrack support, runs alongside them for 6 months, 13 guaranteed campaigns. If they will grow the business and build a business, they can earn a guaranteed earnings of at least $100 that graduates to $150 and $200 a campaign for 13 campaigns. So let's think about it. In the first 4 campaigns, we would expect that if they are consistently and steadily growing their business, that business is going to grow to $1,000 in their unit sales, $2,000 in their unit sales, $4,000 or more. In the first 2 months, we would give them a reward, an earnings opportunity for a unit sales of $1,000 or more. As we get into that 3rd month, or the 5th through the 9th campaign, we're expecting that they're getting some traction, and now that minimum threshold is at $2,000 and shifting over by their 10th campaign to a unit sales of $4,000 or more. And every single campaign, they could put money in their pocket. Now, to be eligible for this cash award, there is a personal contribution expectation. That's a minimum order of $200 and a maximum personal contribution of $500. Now, this is a little bit different than we've ever offered, but I think you would agree with me that this is the most lucrative guarantee that we've ever offered. So we want our leaders, our brand new leaders, to learn how to sell and service to customers. But we really want them to leverage the talents of others. So we're saying a minimum order size of $200, a maximum contribution personally of $500, and they must have 3 orders in their first generation. It really does connect the you do, you get. And we want to keep it simple. In fact, you could say so simple, you could put it on a napkin. So imagine sitting down with someone and walking them through this. There's you plus 2 people, bring 2 people to your team, and your leadership journey begins. When your team has 3 orders and sells at $1,000, you'll earn $100. When that team sales grows to $2,000, you'll earn $150. And when your team sales grows to $4,000, you'll earn $200, guaranteed. Now we're also providing you with a tracking form that visually allows you to see exactly those components for qualifiers, and it helps you to really keep track and a clear line of sight of what money's on the table and are you taking it for your home, because it is all up to you. And I love it. Yes, thank you. We love it too. This is so simple, and it really does. As Dave mentioned, it keeps the focus clear that we are a selling organization. But new to leadership does not necessarily mean new to Avon. And I want to encourage you as advanced unit leaders and above to take a look at your established representatives who perhaps maybe have never said yes to leadership. Let's take a look at how they might benefit with this new FastTrack. So let's say today they are selling on average about $1,000. Now once they start leveraging the talents of others and start recruiting, that $1,000 order up to $500 will count toward their unit sales. In the first campaign, let's say they recruited their 3 people, and that unit sales plus theirs is $500, so a total of $1,000, and they'll put $100 in their pocket. The second campaign, they still have their $1,000 sales, but they've added to their team, and now their unit sales is $2,000, and they can enjoy an additional $150. Now, I know for those of you, and I see many of you on the line who've been a part of AUL Academy, we know from our data that when we can show people how to enjoy an extra $300 a month, they'll stay with us. It'll be worth it to have a home-based business. And this is a great opportunity to really bring that to life for them, because this bonus is in addition to what their leadership earnings check would be. And so I think you would agree with me that our biggest barrier to retention for a brand new person is as they're working hard to build their team and they get that first unit leader check and they're all excited because they made unit leader for the first time, and the check is $26. Not enough to even really have a nice dinner out. Now couple that $26 with $100 or $150, and now we're talking about a great new business opportunity. And as they grow their sales and their team, their earnings will grow as well. So we've talked about FastTrack New, but I'm excited to share that for your existing sales leaders that are between candidates and Unit Leader Plus, or perhaps someone who tried leadership before and fell out for whatever reason, they can come back and take full advantage of FastTrack existing. Now, the difference here is a little bit of a change. The first thing to connect the clarity between FastTrack New and FastTrack Existing is that although you have a qualifier of personal sales and 3 orders, your personal sales will not calculate in your unit sales. This is for your existing team to stay, but to add and build a brand new team with FastTrack. That's one point of difference. So let's take a look at exactly what this might mean. And this tracking form allows you to see the nuances here. The fact that the personal sales are required as a qualifier and it's a check mark, a checkbox, as opposed to a dollar amount to add to your unit. The second thing that you will notice is that this is time-based, which means it begins in campaign 7 and it ends in campaign 19, unlike a FastTrack New where it starts with your second recruit when your second recruit has their first order. So if someone starts in 7, but their second recruit doesn't happen until 9, their FastTrack New starts from 9 and stays with them for 13 physical campaigns, as opposed to a hard start and stop with FastTrack Existing. So let's take a look at a visual example for this. Your team as of today in campaign 6 perhaps looks a little like this. Your eligibility requirements require you to have $200 in personal sales and 3 orders in their first generation. Now, as you take advantage of your existing FastTrack opportunity, we will count all new orders G1 from campaign 7 to campaign 19. And as you build this new team, every campaign you will be rewarded in the increments based on $1,000 in unit sales for those first 4 campaigns, $2,000, $4,000 as we go through, and you get stronger in your business through the Get Fit program. So I'm going to take a breath right now because that's a lot to take in. Get Fit recruiting and FastTrack are a huge opportunity for you to grow your team. And I'm going to check in with Tammy and see if we have any questions about that before we get into the mentor bonuses.
So Donna, if someone is an AUL at Christmas this past year, but is now in campaign 6 a unit leader plus, will she qualify for the FastTrack New or the FastTrack Existing?
She would qualify for the FastTrack Existing. And it's based on her campaign 6 results. So if she's a unit leader plus or below in campaign 6, then her eligibility would be based on FastTrack Existing.
And there was a question earlier, are these FastTrack bonuses over and above the percentages that they earn?
Yes, they are. So this is really a support that provides a 6-month try it and you'll love it opportunity for our downline members.
So if they are LOA 2, their sales don't count towards the $1,000 or they do?
Okay, LOA doesn't have as much to determine that as it does. So the difference is if you've never been in leadership or or your history in leadership is years ago. So if you've not recently been in leadership or not currently in leadership, then you participate as a FastTrack New. Remember, FastTrack New includes your personal sales from $200 to $500 and your unit sales for to calculate for that award. If you've been recently in leadership or in Campaign 6, you are a candidate, a unit leader, or a unit leader plus, then you would be eligible to be in FastTrack existing, which would mean that in Campaign 7 you would be building a team to $1,000 to earn your $100, and that would be 7 through 10. Would you have eligibility for 1,000, 2,000, or 4,000? As we get into Campaign 11, the unit sales from those G1 for new orders in Campaign 7 through 19 would be to 2,000. And then as we get closer to advanced leadership, we would be expecting that new team to be about 4,000 in order to create an earning opportunity additional to your check every campaign. So those are great questions.
And Donna, someone that's appointed in Campaign 7 will count all the way through. Their sales will count every single campaign up through the Campaign 19 time frame.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's why this FastTrack existing for all of your leaders who have tried and who really want to grow their team, this really gives them the opportunity to do two things. It gives them the opportunity to experience what the FastTrack is all about personally, and it gives them the opportunity to have the confidence to know what to say and how to teach others how to do it, and earn money along the way. I call that a win-win. So let's move over now to my favorite part, which is about mentor bonuses. Now remember that as we change our slides to our mentor bonuses, I just want to remind you that the purpose of this program is to help you get fit, get in the best shape of your life for the brand new advanced leadership. And this is really exciting because never, as long as I've been in Avon, 17 years, and I've been a part of leadership for about the last 10 years, and never have we ever had a program that walked alongside you for 6 months and gave you support, campaign after campaign. During your FastTrack opportunity, if you promote to AUL or you are already an advanced unit leader or above, you actually get a window of opportunity that is so incredibly powerful. And that is the responsibility and the opportunity to be a mentor. And what that means is that for every person in your first generation that you help to celebrate a FastTrack bonus achievement, every time they earn, you also earn. And this is for your new FastTrack, for your existing FastTrack, and this could be as many of your bonuses every campaign as you'd like. So let's just think about this. Minimally, you're an advanced unit leader. That means you have at least 2 unit leaders in your first generation. You probably have some candidates and people that are trying to get to unit leader. That means every single campaign you could have at least 2 additional checks in your mailbox. If they earn $100 in FastTrack, you as the mentor earn $50. If they earn $150, you'll earn $100, and if they earn $200, you'll earn $150. Yes, it is amazing, and we love the blue checks. Those checks that come in the mail every campaign. It is an incredible opportunity, and it really does put our money where our mouth is. We know that in order for this program to be successful, we have to strengthen the confidence, the walk, and the talk for our leaders. Imagine how it shifts your opportunity meeting when you can stand up in front of someone and say, I have a powerful business, and every 2 weeks, I can have multiple streams of income coming into our household. That is an amazing opportunity, and what a powerful gift to be able to offer others. So I really want you to really maximize this opportunity. Mentor bonuses for FastTrack, you can have as many of these as you want in the 6-month period. This is a finite period. It starts in 7, it ends in 19. We want you to be ready and in great shape and doing it through teaching others great habits. So let's just take a look at what your opportunity unleashed would be with the mentor bonus example. Let's say you celebrate one FastTrack every campaign. The bonus in your household would be $1,300, 13 $100 checks. Unit sales in your second generation of about $40,000 over that 6-month period as you help others build a successful business with a total potential earning of well over $2,000. Now, remember that we said as an AUL minimally, you've got 2 or 3 people. If every campaign 3 people celebrated FastTrack, that could put as much as $6,000 in your family's pocketbook in 6 months. That's $1,000 a month over the 6-month period. Yes, we can build sales, and they can get checks. And 10 FastTrack, because I love to dream big, $13,000 in your pocket, $400,000 to your unit. Imagine the strength. There would be no stopping you. And yes, there'd be promotions in your future and in the reality of more other people's future, and $21,000. So I ask you, how many of these mentor bonuses are you going to put in your mailbox over these next 6 months? Georgiana said, I'm so excited I'm nauseous. Well, don't be nauseous. This is designed to be exciting, to get you off the couch and out the door, because there's never been a greater opportunity. You can have every check that is available during the Get Fit program. There's something for everybody here. There's money for your brand new representative who starts the business. There's money for your existing leaders who may be stuck along the way. There's money for your high potentials, AULs, who have the dream to be a senior executive unit leader. This brings that dream 2020 crystal clear that in this next 6 months that they can have it and they can do it. But it just continues to get better. Now this, I want you to think about this bonus as a mentor bonus that is really the epitome of what Zig Ziglar says. Help enough people get what they want, and you'll get lots of other benefits. And this is one of those such benefits. A title advancement bonus for the mentor, and this is to help you prepare for advanced leadership. Now, you'll remember that Dave talked to you about the titles a little bit differently. The title requirement in advanced unit leader, in advanced leadership is based on silver ambassadors and gold leaders. So this is designed to help you get strong for that. And so in today's environment, in 7 through 19, a new silver ambassador would be a first-time achiever, unit leader, and when you help develop one in your first generation, you'll get another $50 check, a nice little gift. And when you help a new gold ambassador, which could look like a unit leader plus, with that award sale, total unit sales, you'll earn $100. But when you help an executive unit leader, a gold leader in the new environment, for the first time ever, you'll earn a $1,000 check because we value the partnership and the contribution that a mentor can make on a business leader, on a budding leader, to be a superstar, sustainable business that'll be one of those getting recognition on stage, and you can stand on the sideline and say, I'm so happy that I got to be a part and witness that. And yes, so in these awards, the requirement is they promote in one campaign, they hold for two. So when they are performing for 3 consecutive campaigns at their new title, then you will earn the bonus. So that was a great question. So it really is a phenomenal opportunity, but don't take it from me. Take it from your peers. Let's hear what your peers had to say as they saw this for the very first time when we were in Vegas.
Oh, I love the Get Fit program. I'm hoping that we take lots of money from it, and I think that my team is going to be extremely excited about the possibilities and that it really teaches them the right actions to take going forward with the program.
The Get Fit is going to be where I'm going to have to make sure I get engaged with the people who want to make the money. There's no time to lose.
The time you spend with someone, you're teaching them how to grow their business and make money from it. And they're going to stay with us because that's why they came in.
Right.
And even if they didn't come in to make money, once they make money, they're going to be excited and stay with us.
We have leaders on our teams that aren't really seeing the income, and this is going to allow them to get a specific amount of dollar value. They do it, they're going to get it no matter what, and once they start seeing those checks come in, they're going to be looking towards the next level to increase and begin to have that belief that they need to really stick with this and keep in motion.
With all these new bonuses, we're going to retain more candidate unit leaders, and they're going to be excited about making more money in our company. This is a great business, and I'm in love, and I want them to get in love too.
And I think it's about making dreams come true.
I really like that we're taking the 6 months to get there because it lets people get prepared. It's not a shock to the system. They know what they're going to be expected going forward, and they actually have the time to build the correct activities that they need to do within their daily leadership process.
And I like the supports that they've given us. They've given us excellent reports that really gives us a bird's eye view into our downlines, and it gives us real tangible things we can address, as we talk to folks.
We're going to start by phone calls, meetings, meeting with management. I already have some meetings set up with divisional, the district manager, and just pulling in all of the team, my downline, and meeting together and making a plan to all of us to get fit together.
And the good thing is they're going to start to make money from the beginning. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's great. I love the fact that there is no time to lose. We have money on the table, and I want each and every one of you to have it. More importantly, I want us to be a force to be reckoned with. I want us to put our industry, our profession on notice. Avon is back, and we've got a powerful earning opportunity, and we will help people realize their dreams and make money with Avon starting on day one. So Tammy, I'm going to ask you to, I know we've got a lot of questions. Thank you all. You guys have been such a huge support to us with all of these questions, but let's see if we can answer a few of those before we say goodnight.
And Donna, just as sure as I move away the presentation and open up, we'll probably wish we had went back. But we have had quite a number of difficulties tonight with our internet, so I want to apologize. Dave and I are in the New York office, hooked up to the
Not a payout award for leaders, so for AULs, so leaders or silver leaders. And really the reason that is because think about the mentor bonuses really rewarding the first time to title in the areas that will help you ensure a promotion. So that's why there's just those three different things that are awards: silver ambassador, gold ambassador, and gold leader. So yes, you did point that out correctly. Let's see what other.
And Donna, can you clarify the $200 in personal sales and how that counts towards team sales with regards to FastTrack?
Okay, great. So there's only there's 1 point of difference in FastTrack. FastTrack new personal sales count for new FastTrack only, a minimum of $200, a maximum of $500. So if you have a personal award sales for yourself as the upline and you're in FastTrack new and your order is $550, your award sales is $550, for your unit sales that would only count up to $500. So the qualifier is a minimum of $200 and a maximum of $500. And what you'll notice on our FastTrack new tracking form is that it actually asks you to scribe what your personal order was for that campaign, and it'll say minimum 200, maximum 500. So that's all you count as you calculate your unit sales. In FastTrack existing, you only count those G1 recruits from campaign 7 to campaign 19. Okay? And Karen asked, so we talked about 6 months, what happens after 6 months? Well, after 6 months is when we start advanced leadership. The beauty of this program, this 6-month Get Fit, is so that nobody has to feel disappointed when we turn the page to advanced leadership that they are losing earning dollars. The only way that you will lose in this program is if you don't take advantage of Get Fit. The whole intent for Get Fit is for you to choose where you plug in and where, when we turn the first campaign of advanced leadership, you get to decide, will you be a gold leader, will you be a silver executive leader, or will you be our very first platinum executive leader as we turn the page in campaign 17.
So Donna, Carrie Ferguson's asking a good clarifying question on the handout for existing candidates. And I just lost my question. Hold on. There we go. So sorry. It says a FastTrack is a representative who starts in leadership for the first time during the incentive period. And that's correct. So her question is, so will the upline receive the bonus if they were in leadership previously?
So the mentor bonus for FastTrack is whether or not that bonus is paid out whether it's a FastTrack new or it's a FastTrack existing. So the answer is yes.
We have a lot of the same questions, so I'm trying to not repeat those because we've answered some of these already, and so that lets you know that you all are on the same same page with those.
And just know, I just want to reiterate what Tammy shared with you. We are fully committed in partnership with our U.S. leadership team, your division sales managers, your district sales managers, your uplines, and you as an upline. We are fully committed to be arm in arm to ensure that for the next 6 months, we are going to be talking about this until we can explain it in our sleep. That's how crystal clear we want this to be. We have field events. We're going to be taking phone calls. We've got office hours set up. This is a 6-month intensive support like you've never had. This is really about getting fit, getting in the best shape, and what that means is doing something every day that will improve the long-term sustainability of your business. So don't worry if you don't know all the answers. I want you to focus on 3 things. As we close out this call, 3 things. If you have anything else, 3 things: Get Fit recruiting, FastTrack, and mentor bonuses. If you can remember and get clear on those 3 things, the rest of the programs will take care of itself. It's a great opportunity. We have been able to take the benefit from 10 other countries. We have the great benefit of having David come to our team and lead us with the U.S. team to really be the game changer that makes a difference in 2015. The money's on the table. The choice is yours. Dave, I'd like to thank everybody for being with us, but I'll turn it over to you for any closing thoughts.
Thanks a lot, Donna, and thanks everyone for being here. We, as Donna always mentions, we're happy to have you as our partners, and we're lucky to have you. And one of the things we have to do, it's our job as corporate, is to give you the tools and the programs to help you build your teams. And that's what we want to do with this, and we want to give you all the support that you need. This is going to be this Get Fit incentive, this Get Fit program over the next 6 months. This is the time to get ready for advanced leadership, and these are the tools that are going to help you, become the highest title that you can be when we launch in Campaign 17 and earn more money. And that's the most important thing. So as we leave you, these are the 3 things that we care about for you. Will this grow your team? Will this grow your sales? And most importantly, will this grow your earnings? Thank you very much, and good selling.
Good night, everybody.